two statements, which is I need an assistant and I'm not a fan of XYZ. What I want you to understand is, when we make these statements, these are beliefs that we hold. And these beliefs, they are going to affect what we do. So if you keep saying you need an assistant, guess what? You're going to need an assistant. Okay. Now, there are some situations, for example, a person might have learning difficulties, a person might have physical difficulties. And so, for example, someone who's blind, they can't cross the road on their own. They might need a guard dog, they might need a stick, they might need another person. So, of course, there are certain situations where you would need assistance and you would need help. But there's also certain situations where you actually don't, but you believe you do. I gave this example before. I said about my friend who was doing MMA training with me, and we were doing training, and he said to me, okay, Mohammed, let's do press-ups now. And I was like, bro, I can't do press-ups. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, look at the size of me, I weigh this much, and I'm not that strong. And I started giving him all these reasons why I couldn't do press-ups. And he's like, bro, shut up, get on the floor, do a press. I'm like, bro, I can't do it. I was like, I'm telling him I can't do it. Obviously, I know, right? He's like, okay, when was the last time you tried? And that question kind of rocked me. And I started thinking. And I was like, damn, do you know the last time I tried? It was probably around 20 years ago. When I was in school, I remember being in like secondary school and the teacher going, right, everyone do press-ups. I couldn't do the press-up. And he said to me, okay, you do half press-ups. And ever since that time, I'd been doing half press-ups. So I had not even tried doing a push-up for like 20 years. Like since then, my muscles had grown, I'd got stronger, but I'd never ever tried doing it. Why? Because I had that one thing in my head that I can't do a press-up. And so he was like, shut up, get on the floor, do it. So I got on the floor, and for the first time in my life, I think, I did a full press-up. No half press-ups, full. And so what I'm saying is that, can you imagine that there's that one belief, that one thing that happened to me, that for 20 years or 30 years, I didn't even try. Forget about I couldn't do it. I didn't even try doing it. So when you're making these kind of statements about, I need an assistant, I would be very careful of these kind of statements, because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's one thing I would say. The second thing about not being a fan, let's imagine that I really hate cooking. If I really hate cooking, is it going to be easier to get good at it than if I love cooking? Which one do you think is more likely to get better at cooking? Someone that hates it or someone that loves it? Someone that loves it would be like better at actually doing it eventually, right? Now, of course, there are exceptions to the rule, but generally what I'm saying is that if you basically realize, what I want to show you with all this stuff is that maths is the same as everything else that you go through in your life. If you get out the mindset of, I'm not good at maths, I don't like maths, if you get rid of all of that, firstly, and then you actually apply yourself and you work hard at it, trust me, you can figure it out. At least to the level of like what you're trying to do. Will it take you longer than someone else with maths? It might do. It might take you double the time. Okay? But the first thing, what I'm saying to you is that in all of this is, I'm saying with any of these things, I believe for anyone to be successful at something, part of it is their psychology and their mindset and the way they're thinking about these things. And that's what I'm trying to highlight to you, that the way you're thinking about these things, first of all, is wrong. And that itself could be a means for your failure. So what I want you to do instead is I want you to realize that the power that Allah has given you in terms of your brain, in terms of your ability to communicate, in terms of everything that you have been given, you can actually do this. You can do it. Do you find it difficult? Do you have to work harder? Yes, fine. But can you do it? Absolutely, you can do it. Then it's a case of, okay, what do I need to do to be able to do it? So for example, okay, I might look at my health and I might say my health is in much worse condition than Adam. Okay? Can I get into better shape than Adam? Absolutely I can, 100%. Will it require 10 times the work of Adam? Yes. Will it be like 10 times more painful? Yes. Will it take 10 times longer? Yes. It'll do all those things, but can I do it? Yes, I can. Right? So I want you to get rid of this whole notion of, I'm not a fan of maths, I'm not good at maths, I struggle at maths. The truth is, everyone struggles at maths. When they first start, everyone struggles. There's just different levels of struggle, and there's different levels of application, and there's different levels of practice. So I think if you can just walk away today from this just realizing that, hold on, I'm not different to anyone else. Yes, we all have different measures. Someone can drink water like faster than others, and someone can make an equation quicker than others. Like, this is normal, this is natural, this is how the world works. But I can actually do it. If you need to get help, if you need to get assistance in terms of organizing your work, and even when I was studying for maths and stuff, I got a first class degree. Alhamdulillah, I did really well in maths at uni at least. A lot of my time I was still studying with others, I was still learning from others, I was still getting help from others. That's all fine. But fundamentally, I knew if I put my like effort and I work hard at this, I can definitely succeed in this. I wasn't seeing maths as like a kryptonite, that Allah created me with a gene in my head where maths just doesn't work. No, it was the opposite. I was like, Allah created me in a way where I can definitely do maths. I know it. And then of course, put your trust in Allah, make dua, make sure you connect with Allah with all these things, and Allah will make this happen for you. It's not a big thing, trust me. I know it feels like a big thing right now because you've been trying and you've been failing and you've been struggling and you keep doing everything you can, but trust me, you can get past this, inshallah.